A student's overview of the ageless wisdom was carefully compiled from the following books by Alice A. Bailey. A Treatise on Cosmic Fire. Esoteric Psychology, Volumes 1 and 2. Esoteric Healing. Esoteric Astrology. The Rays and the Initiations. Students are encouraged to download the free PDF version of this overview by following the link in the video's description, or to order a printed copy at cost from thebookpatch.com, but are advised to read the original, unabridged books in order to gain deeper insight into the ageless wisdom. Students are also invited to join our online study group at facebook.com/groups/students of the ageless wisdom. Chapter 15, A Treatise on Cosmic Fire. The Agnishatans, Devas of the Physical Plane. The sum total of physical plane substance, divided into two parts, the four ethers and the concrete lower three. These become the 49 through the subdivisions of the 7 subplanes of the dense physical plane. The Agnishatans are concerned with a. The force or energy of physical substance, that electrical aspect which produces activity. b. The construction of forms, producing the union of negative and positive substance and thus bringing into being all that can be seen and touched. c. The internal heat of substance which nourishes and causes reproduction, forming the purely mother aspect. These 3 groups are subdivided again into 7 groups which form the matter of each subplane, viewing that matter as the body of manifestation of one of the 7 devas through whom the Raja Lord of the plane is manifesting. These 7 groups are again divided into 7, making the 49. The 3 groups function as follows. Group A, on the first subplane, the first etheric subplane, they are the sum total of atomic matter of the physical plane. Group B, on the second, third and fourth etheric subplanes. They are the substance of those planes, the transmitters of prana and that through which prana flows to the most concrete aspects of the dense physical plane. Group C, on the lowest 3 subplanes, they are the devas who are the essences of all that is tangible, visible and objective. 3 types of force flow through these devas. 1. That energizing the devas of the first subplane, the atomic, which emanates directly from the first aspect of Brahma, or Agni, considering him as a self-conscious identity, the third person of the Logoic Trinity and therefore spirit, soul and body himself in his separated essential nature. 2. That energizing the devas of construction, or the form-building groups, and is prana issuing from the physical sun and working under the law of attraction. 3. That energizing the devas of the lowest 3 orders. Group C, Agnishatans, the recognition by science that all forms are built of intelligent lives will come about when the science of magic begins again to come to the fore. Magic concerns itself with the manipulation of the lesser lives by a greater life, and works with the consciousness that animates substance, and brings under man's conscious control the forms built of this substance. When the etheric counterpart of all that exists is known to be of more importance than the dense vehicle, then the role of the scientist and the occultist will merge. The 3 lowest systemic and cosmic vibrations are the result of 1. Reflex action on the part of negative substance, for the lower 3 are receptive to the higher 4. 2. Synchronous vibration, inherent in negative substance embodying the past karma of an earlier system. 3. vibrations that are gradually being superseded by a higher note, therefore, they occultly form the body of death. These devas are very destructive where man is concerned, for they embody the final vibration of the past system, the conscious activity of dense matter. Group B Agnishatans. These are sometimes known as the devas of the shadows, and their fourfold function is the basis of motion which is produced by the interplay of the negative and the positive aspects of Brahma. 1. They are the builders of the etheric bodies of all sentient existences, and primarily of men. 2. They are the transmitters of prana. 3. They link up the four kingdoms in nature, being essentially the transmuters and transmitters of the lower into the higher. 4. They build between each kingdom that which corresponds to the Antarkarana, or the bridge linking higher and lower manas. All work of bridging from one kingdom to another has to be performed under the following conditions. 1. As the result of an impulse emanating from the lower, or in the active desire of the lower, to embrace or contact the higher. All progress must be self-induced, self-initiated and be the result of an inner activity. 2. As the result of reflex action from the higher kingdom, brought about by the activity of the lower which calls forth a response from the higher. Remember that all vibration travels along waves of living substance. 3. As the result of extraneous stimulation produced by the activity of certain conscious powers who are interested in the process of evolutionary development. Therefore, there are three subdivisions of these devas. Class 1. These special agents of magic are peculiarly susceptible to the building vibrations of the seven rays. Class 2. A group who manifest physical plane electricity and who are coming somewhat under the control of man. Class 3. A group who form the health auras of all the three middle kingdoms, vegetable, animal and human, either collectively or individually. One of the great errors into which the human family has fallen is to administer mineral drugs to man for medicinal purposes, which has resulted in a combination of deva substances that was never intended. The relation of man to the lower kingdoms, particularly the animal and mineral, has brought about a condition in the deva world of complication. The use of animal food has also produced a commingling of deva substance, and of vibrations which are not attuned to each other. End of page 71. The karma of the vegetable kingdom has lain in the providing of food for man, and this has resulted in a needed transmutation of the life of that kingdom into the higher stage, the animal. This transmutation occurs on the physical plane, hence its availability as food. The transmutation of the life of the animal into the human kingdom takes place on karma manasic levels, hence the non-availability, esoterically understood, of the animal as food for man. This is an argument for vegetarian living which needs due consideration. Class 4, a very important class of etheric devas who are definitely the substance of his centers. They occupy this position for karmic reasons and are some of the most highly evolved of the devas of the shadows. Class 5, another very important group who are particularly active and esoterically dominant during this round, are those who form the center which vibrates to the measure of Kundalini in its many forms and demonstrations. In this center at the base of the spine is a very effective display of the two polarities, for the petals of this center, and the fire which animates them, are negative and positive to each other. This center is literally a fourfold radiation, and the equal armed cross is its symbol. Group Agnishatans, the most important group on the physical plane from the standpoint of creation, and of objectivity, for they are the life of matter itself and the intelligence animating the forms of all that exists on the systemic physical plane, yet they are not self-conscious intelligences. We have seen that each group can be viewed as a. Those which embody the positive aspect, b. Those which embody the negative aspect, c. That group which, in time and space, is the union of the two aspects and which, during evolution, demonstrates the third aspect. The devas of the atomic levels of all the planes in our scheme work in close affiliation, a. with each other, b. with the 7 groups who constitute the atomic matter of that scheme which is the polar opposite of ours, c. with that particular group in that scheme which is one of the points in a systemic triangle of which our scheme and our opposite scheme are the other two, d. with corresponding groups in lesser degree in all the systemic schemes, e. with the scheme which corresponds to the first aspect, or the plane of Adi, f. with those devas who form the spirit substance of the manifestation of that particular Rishi of the Great Bear who is the prototype of our particular planetary logos, g. with those devas who form the substance of that one of those 7 sisters, the Pleiades. One of these has a close connection with our heavenly man and, therefore, we have an interesting cosmic interplay. Agnisurians, devas of the astral plane. We start here upon a consideration of those groups of devas who are the substance of the astral plane and who may be initially be considered in the following manner. A. The various entities who are the soul of the differing kingdoms or groups, such as the animal, the human and higher in the scale of consciousness than men, the planetary logos. B. Man himself. C. The plane as a totality. End of page 72. We might consider these devas of the astral plane as the substance of the astral plane in its 7 grades, as that aspect of the logoic manifestation which corresponds to the liquid subplane in the systemic physical plane, as the vehicle of the Deva Lord Varuna, as the animating lives of that involutionary matter of the astral plane which we call the elemental essence, and as the vitality energizing the desire elementals of all that is sentient. In this correspondence, they are the astral devas of the shadows, for the desire bodies of all human beings are composed of matter of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th subplanes of the astral plane. From the standpoint of the physical plane, as the sum total of material activity which produces that which is tangible and objective. Just as the solar system is a sun of necessity, or of desire, so the physical bodies of all that exist are the product of the desire of some greater or lesser entity within the system. Energy enters the system, reaches a particular plane and thus finds its way to all units of consciousness. The dense physical plane is energized via a. the planetary etheric body, b. the mental plane, or the cosmic gaseous subplane, c. the atmic plane, or the 3rd cosmic ether, d. the plane of Adi, or the 1st cosmic ether. The astral plane is energized via a. the buddhic plane, the 4th cosmic ether, b. the monadic plane, the 2nd cosmic ether, c. the cosmic astral plane, and thus to the heart of all being. The mental plane is energized via a. The atomic plane, the third cosmic ether. b. The plane of Adi, the first cosmic ether. c. The cosmic mental plane. The function of the Agnisurians, the devas of the astral plane, are those with whom man is very specially connected at this time owing to his astral polarization and to the place desire and feeling play in his development. Consciousness expands through contact, through intelligent appreciation of that which is contacted, and through realization of that which is to be gained through a specific contact. That which is contacted depends upon reciprocal vibration, and the place therefore of desire, which is the going out after sensation, and of feeling, which is the reflex of that desire, is of real importance. They put man constantly in touch with deva substance, though he may not realize it. The astral plane is man's principal battleground and the area of his most intense field of sensation. It is the seat of a man's most violent vibration, and these are a potent cause of his physical plane activities. If a man only realized it, the devas of the astral plane at present very largely control what he does and says, and his immediately goal of evolution is to liberate himself from their control in order that he, the real ego or thinker, may be the dominating influence. If this deva is of a high order, the vibration will be high and the desires and instincts will be good and right. If the deva life is of a low order, the man will demonstrate low and vicious instincts and desires. Nevertheless, if a man is controlled by either, he is yet under deva influence. In the three worlds, we have the parallel evolutions, human and deva, in their varying grades. In the higher four worlds, we have this duality viewed as a unity. Some great devas who cooperate intelligently with the plan of evolution have their own method of expressing these ideas, the medium being color that can be heart and sound which can be seen, the reverse of the process used by man. End of page 73. Man is demonstrating the aspects of divinity, the devas are demonstrating the attributes. A. Man is evolving the inner vision and must learn to see. Devas are evolving the inner hearing and must learn to hear. B. Both are as yet imperfect, and an imperfect world is the result. C. Man is evolving by contact and experience, he expands. The devas evolve by means of the lessening of contact, limitation is the law for them. D. Man aims at self-control. The devas must develop by being controlled. E. Man is innately love, the force which produces coherency. The devas are innately intelligence, the force which produces activity. F. The force of will, the balancing equilibrium of electrical phenomena, has to play equally upon and through both evolutions, but in the one it demonstrates as self-consciousness, in the other as constructive vibration. In the heavenly man, these two great aspects of divinity are equally blended, and in the course of the Mahamanvantara, the imperfect gods become perfect. All devas of the physical plane, in all groups, are spoken of as the devas of the seventh order, who are linked to the devas of the first order on the first plane. They are the reflectors of the mind of God, of which the first order is the expression, and they manifest it as it has worked through from the archetypal plane. As the goal of evolution for the devas is the inner hearing, it will be apparent why mantric sounds and balanced modulations are the method of contacting them and of producing various phenomena. The devas of the seventh order, The devas of the physical plane are the devas the brothers of the left-hand path work with through vampirism and the devitalization of their victims. They deal with the etheric body and by means of sounds affect deva substance, thus producing the desired results. The white magician does not work on the physical plane with physical substance. He transfers his activities to a higher level and hence deals with desires and motives, working through the devas of the sixth order. The devas of the sixth order, these are the devas of the astral plane, are under the influence of the Lord of the sixth ray of devotion and are the ones who have the most to do with the forces which produce the phenomena we call love, sex impulse, instinct, or the driving urge and motive for activity. These devas are closely linked with those of the second order on the monadic plane, and with the heart center of the particular heavenly man on whose ray they may be found, as well as to the deva forces on the buddhic plane, making a powerful triangle of electrical force. These three orders particularly influence the fourth kingdom and the search for harmony and union which distinguishes man, as well as the sex instinct and its higher manifestation as longing for union with God. The three orders of the devas of the lower fifth, the sixth and the seventh, all have a close connection with the moon and are the building agents, working with involutionary building matter of the three worlds, which construct the lower three bodies of incarnating man and differ in their rate of vibration, stage of development, consciousness and phoetic, magnetic and dynamic force. The seventh subplane of the cosmic physical plane can be divided into 7, which are our 7 physical subplanes. It is this knowledge which enables a magician to work. Given a certain physical phenomenon, such as the weight of water upon a planet, an initiate of the higher orders can form deductions as to the quality of the life manifesting through a plane. He does this through a process of reasoning from the liquid subplane of the systemic physical plane to the liquid subplane of the cosmic physical, our systemic astral. The fourth cosmic ether, the buddhic plane. The second cosmic ether, the monadic plane, or the plane of the 7 heavenly men. The cosmic astral plane, thus with the desire nature of the God. The Agnisurians embody force which is a direct emanation from the cosmic astral plane which reveals the desire nature of our heavenly man, and of any particular planetary logos, and in these two opposites, are the heaven and hell of the theologians and one of the keys to the astral plane. End of page 74. End of chapter 15.